dogs.
G'day. So the missus has got some friends over from interstate, and they're pretty interested in eating some wild pork. So I'm going to make a really nice marinated pork shoulder. Look at that. That's a nice bit of boar shoulder I got a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to turn it into tacos. So this is a dish called tacos al pastor, fairly common and well known in Mexico. Start off, there's about 1,200 grams, 1.2 kilos of nice pork shoulder there. So I'm going to cut it into strips about as thick as my finger, to end up with something about like that. Okay, awesome. So that just goes into your bowl. I love pork shoulder. It's my favourite cut. Really flavourful. Heaps of marbling through the meat. Right, so onto the marinade for the pork. So first and foremost is this bloke here. This is achiote paste. It's a little hard to find in Australia sometimes. You can get it online fairly easily. If you live close to a decent sized city, there'll be shops that sell it. Very common sort of flavouring as well as food colouring used in Mexican cooking. You get this awesome earthy clay coloured paste. It's got a cool smell to it as well. It's unique. You can't really replace it with anything else. So a tablespoon of that, a tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, about half a tablespoon of ground cumin, half a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of oregano, and half a tablespoon of black pepper. So I'm just going to bash that into the blender as well. There's a pro tip, don't inhale the chili powder. So half a cup of apple cider vinegar, and this stuff, essential pineapple juice. I've been a bit slack, bought pineapple juice. It's okay. It's probably not quite as good as fresh, but it'll do the job for the marinade at least. So half a cup pineapple juice. Yep. That's all there is to that bit. Lid on. So hopefully the camera picks up the awesome red colour of that. It'll go all through the pork. It'll be pretty bloody good. Pour that all around. Mix it through your pork. And wild pork is really good for this recipe. There's some really strong flavours in Mexican cooking in particular, in this recipe. And the wild pork, because it's flavourful itself, really handles them beautifully. So there you go, look at that. Awesome colour, eh? So we're going to bang that in the fridge for at least a couple of hours until it's time to go on to the next bit. I'll see you then. So the tropics can be a bit of a tough place to live, but there's a few advantages, like being able to grow your own pineapples. And I'm going to grab that for the next part of this recipe. Right, so that pork's been marinating for about 4 hours now in the fridge. So on to phase 2. So that pineapple I've done, I've just cut it into 4 big slices like that, and a few extra scraps. I'll show you what we're going to do. So all you do is you take a larger slice of pineapple, smaller slice of pineapple. Then you got your bamboo skewers here, sharp end, blunt end. Just bang the blunt end straight through the middle of those two, like that. That acts as a base, so you can stick the pork on top of that. So put that in there. The second one happening. Alright, so got those sitting in your sort of baking dish here. Now what you do is you take a slice of pork like that. Now these are pretty sort of long slices, so I'm just going to fold them in half. like so. So that just goes down over the skewer, sits on top of that bit of pineapple. Nice. So you got 2 stacks of meat. Now you just take whatever leftover slices of pineapple you got and just skewer them on top of those stacks, because that all melts down as it cooks, and the sugars and the taste all go all through the meat. It's beautiful. Just like that. There you go. Looking good. So traditionally these are cooked on a standing rotisserie in front of an open flame face, just like a kebab, but found that a fan forced oven heated to 180 degrees works just as well. So I'll go and bang it in there, come back to it. Alright, I'll let those go for probably about an hour. We'll see how they're looking. You beaut. So after about an hour and a half, that's what you end up with. Now the trick is to just try and slice it in fine slivers around the edges, like so. So this will look pretty familiar to anyone that's ever been to a kebab shop. The principle's the same. Ideally you would cook this like you would a doner kebab, but this is a pretty good approximation. This works pretty nicely. Certainly tastes the part. Alright, lunchtime. I'm going to have some of that pork shoulder that I cooked yesterday on some tacos. And you can't have tacos without some sort of nice salsa. So I'm just whipping up a really simple mango salsa. All I've got, chopped mango, some chopped red onion, some chili, some chopped coriander, and I'll finish it with a squeeze of lime. Dead easy. Mix them around. Right, we're done there. We'll go and start building some tacos. Right, so I'm cheating a bit with my tortillas. I should make my own, but these are much more convenient, fairly cheap, and when you're in a hurry, they're pretty good. So just slap them on the flat pan. Don't need to be on there very long. Hopefully the camera can catch it puffing up like that. That's ideal. If you get that, you're winning. Cool. That's enough. So he goes off. Put it between 2 plates because you want the tortillas to sweat after you've cooked them. That keeps them nice and pliable. And if you don't do that, they tend to dry out really quickly and go hard like cardboard. And that makes it pretty hard to wrap up your taco. Right. Smash on with a few of these. We're eating shortly. And here we have something that's pretty close to tacos al pastor. So got some tortillas, got our slow cooked pork shoulder, mango salsa, bit of crumbled feta cheese. Right, I'm going to call them the troops. We'll get eating.